How y'all doing out there? I want to welcome you back and welcome some of y'all for the first time to the TPP, the Tremaine Perry podcast. I am your host. Some folks call me Trey, other people call me Tremaine. Don't matter what you call me, as long as you call me. Here on my podcast with a special episode to recap my experiences from today's WrestleCade day one ish. Before I continue, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. Go through my content, like those videos, comment on them, share them with your friends, and don't forget to follow me on your social media accounts. Hope everybody's having a great start to their weekend. Now let's begin. Yeet. So first off, incredible night. Way better than watching SmackDown at home. Tomorrow night's gonna be better than Survivor Series War Games, and Sunday's gonna be better than whatever might be on TV then. I've been I didn't get no sleep last night hardly, y'all. I went to bed at like what, I don't know, 2, 3 in the morning. Then turn around, I got up at like what, 7, and then hit the road. I wanted to hit the road by 7:30 to get here by 9:30, 10 at the latest. But I ended up leaving the house until 8, and I had to stop and get gas. So I got here around 10:30, 11. But it didn't matter because Vampiro, who was supposed to be doing a show at 10 a.m., canceled. So I didn't miss much. I didn't miss nothing at all, really. Everything happens for a reason. Nothing's by coincidence. Hold on, let me share the stream. Let me get some light going. And yeah, if I look tired in my face, it's because I am. I'm sleep deprived as always. Nothing new, so you would think I'd be used to it. Let me share the channel since nobody's watching yet. Say one more share. Share it on Snap, and I'm gonna be ready. To the lecture at hand. All right, what up, Cooper Brown? How you doing? Hope all is well with you. Thanks for stopping by. With WrestleCade day one, awesome experience. Like I said, it's better than last year. I thought last year was good. This year was 10 times better off the top. Because I went to the. All right, so the day started. By the way, I haven't ate nothing yesterday because it's a new day. All I had yesterday was a bag of chips and a handful of almonds. That's it. And a cup of coffee or two. What up, Lily? Dr. Zeus? How about no? I'm trying to recap my experience today, and I don't need that right now. Anyway, like I was saying, got here around 11. Vampiro canceled, so they had a round table like in the one of the conference rooms, a panel. It was like a podcast being filmed for titlematch.com. It was no, I'm not Shelton Benjamin, although I did see him wrestle a few hours ago. It was what's his name? The owner, the showrunner, Tracy Myers, and his assistants on the panel answering questions, telling stories, behind the scenes stuff that we wouldn't have known. It was incredible, man. I'm recapping it right now from the top. I was taking it from the very top. Gonna explain everything that happened. And they told so many cool stories. Like the one story that stood out the most was they said how Sabu was wrestling in a Legends Battle Royal. It was people like Diamond Dallas Page, Ric Flair. I'm just throwing random names out there. I don't know who exactly was in it. Like I don't know Honky Tonk Man, and I don't know who else is a really older wrestler like that. Um, Sting. I don't know. All these legends that have, older legends, they might have been in the 50s, 60s, or whatever, let's say, right? 40 people battle royal. Sabu was supposed to be in it. It gets to be time for him to get ready to go out and enter the battle royal, and he goes up to them and says, just as calmly, like, I don't want to go out there and wrestle because I feel like it's too dangerous. So this is Sabu, the same person who does barbed wire stunts and bleeds all over the place and does all this crazy stuff, jumping into the crowd in the front row. And he was afraid to go out there and compete with 40 legends in an over the top rope battle royal. So that story was funny. That one stuck out to me the most. That and the one where they were saying how Joe Hendry was supposed to enter some kind of match, but somebody bled in the ring before he got to go. He was the main event, and it was time for him to go out. Showtime, and they told him. He told the showrunners like, I can't go out there on the mats because I have a skin condition where if I touch somebody else's blood, I'll be in the hospital for 2 or 3 days. And so they had to change all the mat. They had like this cool, expensive mat that they had to strip, put a plain black mat down so that he can go out there and wrestle. So it delayed the show and everything else. But yeah, that round table was supposed to last an hour and 30 minutes. They ran late because the person after that, who was Georgia Smith, Davy Boy Smith's only daughter, was the next person up, but her flight got delayed and she was late getting to Winston-Salem. So they ran over on purpose to make up for that time. Plus, not to mention, Vampiro canceled the first show. So yeah, that was a very cool. And I asked a few questions. I asked one question in each panel, except for the last one that Hornswoggle, Nick Nemeth, Brian Myers, and who else was up there? Matt Cardona. That I didn't ask a question on that panel, but the other two. All right, since everybody in the live chat always wants to ask me who my favorite wrestler is, I said it just like this. I'm like, okay, guys, I get asked this 1,000 times a day, so I'm gonna ask y'all the same question I get asked. Who's your favorite wrestler? So Tracy Myers, he said without a doubt, no hesitation, Ric Flair. The guy that was like his assistant to him, he said, well, so far as Mike skills and that goes, Scott Hall. But so far as like on another aspect of it, Ric Flair. And then George South, he was another person on the panel. He said his favorite wrestler of all time was Wahoo McDaniel because he told a story about how he stapled his own head up because he didn't trust doctors and didn't want to go to the hospital. So he was in the locker room backstage after a match that he got busted open on. And he was stapling or stitching up his own head. And then the last guy on the panel, who's like the coach, they call him coach. He's like the go-to guy, so that takes some of the burden off of the main people. He said he's gonna answer his question in a different way and say the Road Warriors, Legion of Doom, was his favorite wrestlers. And I'm like, that's most of the time what I say is my tag team favorite. So all right, that was the highlight of that first panel of the day. Let me go to the chat and answer some of these questions before I continue to the next part of the day. Happy Friday to you too, Powerhouse. Yeah, they all still have it, by the way. I'm talking about WrestleCade. It's in the video description, um, along with some frequently asked questions. That's what I'm talking about. WrestleCade. What's up, King Vaughn? King Haku. Okay, cool story, bum. Tina, how you doing? Welcome in. I had the most amazing time at WrestleCade, and I'm in the middle of talking about it. I'm like scratching the surface on this day of events. What's my favorite championship belt design? The spinner. Sabu's one of the goats. I agree. You think John Moxley's returning? I doubt it. He's returning back to AEW on Dynamite this week, but not to no WWE. If anybody's returning from AEW to WWE, it's going to be either Chris Jericho or Edge. What up, official? Sick John Cena. He's one of my favorite wrestlers. Sting's going to be there tomorrow at WrestleCade. Legend. Can I see your comment? Yes, I can see your comment. Hello, Ryano. Is that how you say your name? Your favorite's Jay Uso. I yeet back to you, official. 4 letters, one word. Yeet. I see that. What else we got? Shout out to the Dudleys. Yeah, Dudley boys. They were a good tag team, but Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy retired them early this year. Favorite dream match? I wish I would let me continue on with my story about WrestleCade, but all right. I'm asking another question. I'm gonna go back to my day. Favorite? What is my dream match? Joe Hendry, John Cena, 1-on-1. That should be his last match. John Cena for the win. Go out against Joe Hendry. Hero Brother, what up, creativity? Mount Rushmore, Sting, HBK, Undertaker, Triple H. That's a cool Mount Rushmore, not bad. I had a blast, Tina. I'm still riding the cloud of freaking momentum going into 2 more days of WrestleCade. All right, so the next part of the show, like I said, it was and by that point they opened up all the meet and greets. It was like almost 2 o'clock. So everybody was filing in line trying to get the end of the meet. I think I saw Godfather. Matter of fact, I'll tell you another fun story that happened today. Ron Simmons and JBL walked into the building, right? And they walked right by me. And when Ron Simmons walked by me, I said, 4 letters, one word, damn. I popped everybody. Everybody in the shouting range heard me say it. And when I said it, they laughed so hard. Even he said, his response was, damn, look at you, 4 belts, you the real champ. All right, so by then, Georgia Smith panel happened. It won't nearly as many people in there for her panel because the meet and greets are open. So earlier at that Tracy Myers, the panel where it was 4 people that ran WrestleCade, there might have been like, I don't know, 60, 50, 60 people in there for that panel. This one for Georgia Smith, there might at first it was just 5 of us. I swear it was just 5 people. Me, another person right here, and then 3 more people back there behind us. But then as she started talking, a few more people, scrambled in. But still, it was no more than like a dozen people there for her part because again, people in there trying to meet the wrestlers, see all the merchandise, buy whatever they're gonna get. And I'm trying to think of a story that she told about her dad, British Bulldog. First off, she didn't call him dad; she called him Davy Boy Smith. The one thing that stood out to me about her whole panel, she said Davy Boy Smith's parents read his birth certificate wrong when he was born, and when they were filling out the form when he was born, for middle name they put Boy down there, so his real name was Boy in real life because they filled out the paperwork wrong when he was born. I thought that was a fun fact that I didn't know about British Bulldog. And then she was talking about how she used to play in the dungeon when she was a kid, and how Owen Hart was more there for Davy Boy Smith when he was injured than Bret Hart was. And she was real cool. She was real nice girl. Had a bunch of merch. Talking about she had like comic books with her dad in it, some signed jackets and stuff like that, action figures and whatnot. And so then the next part of my day, by then it was time for me to check into the room. So I left, came here, checked in, you know, and then I had to go to ATM because I wanted to meet, which is the next part of the story. Theodore Long. How many of y'all in the live chat has said I look like Theodore Long? There's been more than a handful of people say, "Oh, you like Teddy Long." Well, you like. Y'all were even saying I should dress up like Teddy Long for Halloween. Remember that? So because y'all kept saying that and egging that on, I'll be right back. Hold that thought. I ain't even have to get up. What am I thinking? Because y'all kept egging that on and saying I look like Teddy Long, he was one of the first ones I saw when I was walking around seeing who all was there on day one. So I got his autograph. And I got a selfie with him, but it's on phone. By the way, I'm gonna upload a lot of videos and photos from today on my YouTube channel because they had a very strict no live streaming rule. Like they could more strict than WWE because they had like people watching you the whole time. They would have confiscated your phone and you could have possibly been kicked out and faced worse things if they wanted to. So I didn't even want to risk live streaming today. I know I promised y'all I would go live when I was there, but I didn't want to take no chances. I didn't want to block my YouTube channel or nothing like that. All right, I'm gonna pause and read y'all's comments. Creativity of Arcana. Well, what do we got right here, guys? Like we got our first hater in the chat. Look like we got a hater in the chat. Which, by the way, I met Enzo Amore. He remembered my name, by the way. The real one. They call him in fourth rope now. But before I address the hater, let me address the cool people in chat first. Baseball guy's another hater. Say trolls names and then delete. Cena should lose. I disagree with you, Shane. I can't disagree with you more. Though I think the final boss was needed. I mean, it's a cool character. I like that version of The Rock. There's nothing wrong with it. Everyone has lost their last. Maybe, but John Cena needs to break that trend if that's the case. $100 help you. What? No. Gunther versus Cena. If so, Cena needs to win. Like I've said before, regardless who Cena's last opponent is, he needs to go out with the win. Next comment. Yeah, damn. 4 letters, 1 word. Damn. He popped. Everybody in the shouting range popped. It was a great moment. I'm glad I came up with that off the top of my head, by the way. Glad John took his revenge finally on Brock last Raw. I agreed. I'm glad that Roman Reigns got his revenge with that Superman punch, and I'm glad that he slipped and bust his ass on Raw. That's what he get for being a bully. Anyway, creativity of Arcana, you are a troll. I will address you and that other trolling bastard in a minute. Baseball guy 5770. Hey man, I'll be back on around 10, 15 minutes. I'm what? Red Zphos, he's another troll. Wow, nothing but trolls. Broke back that you sound like a freaking troll. Stone Cold 316, Steve Austin from England. I hear you wrestling fan. No, I'm not a WWE renter. I'm just a fan. I buy my belts from WWE.com. Wow, a whole lot of trolls in the chat tonight, y'all. I'm just trying to have a good time and explain my fun day to the universe, to the YouTube audience, and these people are here trolling me like this. I don't even know who Shane Mosley is. Kev's positivity movement. Sounds like you're the opposite of positivity. Vegas, go fly a kite. Or vegan penguin. You're another troll. I don't give a damn what you say. You're not gonna bust my bubble. I'm not gonna let no trolls negativity impede on my positivity. I am on a high from WrestleCade, and I'm not gonna let none of y'all ruin it. I almost want to turn live chat off so I ain't gotta deal with them. Another nothing but trolls. Like, wow, this is like troll night. The trolls come out at night. What trolls come out at night? Alpha, I remember saying happy birthday to you. What's up? Welcome back. All right. So I guess I need to sing the song before I continue. Say trolls' names and then delete. They're just some cowardly rejects. There are some cowardly rejects. The world would be so much better without them here. They're just another jabroni who's ignorant. I said trolls are just some coward rejects. They're just some cowardly rejects. Say trolls' names and remove them from the chat. Where that? All you bastards about to get blocked. Coming here hating on me, talking y'all nonsense. Delete. Delete. I saw Matt and Jeff tonight too. They were in the main event. Delete. Trolls don't want none. They ain't no fun. You coward punks. No trolls don't really want none. Why they stubborn for? They need to go somewhere. Every one of them run their mouth, gonna get banned. Be cooler, you're next. Treat people with respect. Cause ain't no troll hijacking my podcast. Nope, trolls don't want none. Nope, trolls don't want none. Nope, trolls don't want none. They ain't no fun. Trolls don't want none. They ain't no fun. You coward punks. No trolls don't really want none. They need to get lost under a bridge somewhere. Acting like some children. Put them in time out or something. Always run their mouth and stay mad jealous. Got mods on it. No need to get my hands dirty. Nope, trolls don't want none. Nope, trolls don't want none. Nope, trolls don't want none. They ain't no fun. Trolls don't want none. They ain't no fun. Them coward punks. No trolls don't really want none. And that's the bottom line. Why? Because 4 Bill Trey said so. That's why. Delete. Thank you for the nice words. Ignore the people, love the belt. Thank you, Don. I ignore them, all right. I give them a taste of their own medicine and troll them back and then delete them out my chat. I think I'm trying to catch up with all your messages. What up, Davina? I see you in the chat. How you doing? Play some Resident Evil. I do not play Resident Evil. I play WWE 2K25 and WWE Supercard and Pokemon Go. That is about it. I love all things wrestling too, Silk the Shocker. Chaos Positivity Movement. You say positive vibes only. Prove it. Say something positive in the chat. Roman Reigns should be champion again. I agree with you, Diego. Favorite WCW pay per view all time? War Games. They came to. I'm in Winston-Salem right now. I came here back when I first started driving. I think this was before I started driving to the Lawrence Joel Veterans Memorial Coliseum. I drove by it on the way here today. That I went and saw War Games in person, WCW style. It was Macho Man. It was Sting. It was Hogan might have been there. I might have been 12, 13 years old, and that is my favorite WCW pay per view of all time. What up, the ABC? What did I get? What time did I get there? I got at Winston-Salem Benton Convention Center around 11 a.m. The thing started at 10, but like I said, Vampiro canceled, so there was really nothing going on, and there was no wrestlers there yet because they were still setting everything up. Like you look in the rooms where there's normally a open area with like a flea market type deal where different people are set up. You might look to your left and see Sting. You might look to your right and see Mick Foley. There was nothing there, just empty tables. They were still setting it up, so I didn't miss nothing by being an hour late. It actually worked out. What up, Felicia? How you doing? You like funk? I like Terry Funk too. Some trolls are cool. Disagree. No, unless it's the. I don't even consider myself a troll. I'm just giving them a taste of their own medicine when I sing the troll songs and expose them. As Preppy Girl would say, clock they tea. That's me giving them a taste of their own medicine. What's the next troll song? I just created it. I just gotta memorize it. Team Ripley. I agree. What else? Team Stratton. Team Stratton. I'm just blocking people left and right. I ain't never seen as many trolls in one night. Merry Christmas to you too, even though it's still November. I'm just wearing the hat because it's really cold here. It was so cold. That's another thing. Every place in the convention center, they had it freezing. It was like a refrigerator everywhere you go. So we're sitting there for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, listening to this panel, answering, asking questions, and it was cold. Like it was freezing. You could almost see your breath. It was so cold. And again, that's something that the showrunner said during that panel. They do that on purpose because when they fill that building with all those hundreds and thousands of people, the body friction and the everything raises the temperature in the room, so they keep it cold. So so nobody complains about it being hot. If they would have kept it hot, people would have been hotter than they were to begin with. So that's why they kept it freezing. But there wasn't enough people to make that happen today because it's the first day. Friday and Sunday are the slowest days of WrestleCade, and it was still a ton of people. I'm talking about thousands. Wait, what did I miss? Gunther versus Solo seems like it's gonna be a good match. Yep, and I want Solo to win. Two heels against each other. Gunther and Brock Lesnar. Let them beat the crap out of each other. I don't care what would happen. Felicia, you tell me how old I am. I like that game. Somebody said I look like I was 88. Matter of fact, they sound like an 88-year-old David Otunga. I'm like, really? Really? I look 88 years old. If I look this good when I'm 88 years old, God bless me. God has blessed me if I look this good when I'm 88 years old. What else? Roman don't need to be champion again. He was champion for 4 years. Need to get younger guys, all the older guys. I kind of agree with that. James Ellsworth. Funny you said his name because he was in the show tonight as well. He was on the fourth rope show tonight as well. He got his butt whooped. There was this big tall dude. I don't even know his name. Again, I just watched fourth rope for the first time today. I've only heard of it. I know some of the names like Zilla Fatu, Real One, but I never actually sat down and watched the whole show before tonight. Well, last night. It's still tonight. Man, that was really good. But I'm gonna elaborate more on that later because James Ellsworth got his butt whooped. First, he came out there trying to challenge for the women's fourth rope championship, and she shut him down, probably laid him out. And then this dude come out there and freaking choke slammed him. Actually, he black hole slammed him almost through the ring. Oh, you saw? I'm gonna sing the song in a second. Give me a second. Oh, you're Troll King, so you're getting blank. You're out just by saying you're the Troll King. I ain't got time for you. It's snowing there. It's supposed to snow here this week. Brock Fallen was funny, man. I could watch it on repeat on loop for an hour. You remember CM Punk returned in 2023? That was cool. Yep. Yeah, it was Jamie. Haha. I look 21. Thank you, Felicia. You're gonna have to double that and add one. I appreciate that compliment. I'll take that as a compliment. I get them good genes from my mom. That age gracefully trait comes from her. My favorite month, March, because that's when I was born. Nice Christmas hat. Thank you. Thank you, Tina. I know you like it. It's keeping my head warm in my ears. Because like I said, it's cold. And then I wore it in the building at one point because again, it was cold. and you're getting banned. All right, maybe I can finish my story or go on to the next part of it at least, dealing with all these freaking trolls. I am from North Carolina, born and raised here, been here all my life. No, Cindy, you're fake. That's why you're getting kicked out of my chat. Delete. And with that being said, say trolls' names and then delete. They are just cowardly rejects. They're just a cowardly reject. Our world would be so much better without them here. They're just another jabroni who's ignorant. I said trolls are just a reject. Trolls are cowardly rejects. Yeet and delete trolls from the chat this way. They're just cowardly rejects. Those coward rejects are so distasteful. Yeet and delete trolls from the chat this way. They're just cowardly rejects. Those coward rejects are so disgraceful. Now go away. That is my troll song, the new troll song. And you are no longer in my chat, Edwin. Delete. It's my version of the Joe Hendry theme song. I made a song parody like I did 5 other ones. They're on my YouTube channel. Go to that playlist called Song Parodies and you can hear them. Go check them out. I've been told they should be on commercials for Pokemon, some of them. You're from Hawaii? Nice. I know it's nice there, man. I know it ain't cold there at all. I'll shout you out, Matthew Y2D7I. Matthew, what up? How you doing? I'm on Duolingo, but I'm not fluent in Spanish, so I don't know what you said. Nope, I'm not married. Never have been. Never probably will be. I'm not Jay Uso. Do I miss Bray Wyatt? Yes, I do. All right, back to my story. So meet and greet. Teddy Long. I met him. Since everybody says I look like him, seriously, do y'all think? And he even said that too. At first, he's like, "What? Really? They say that about you?" Well, I don't see it. I don't think so. And then when I came back to get the selfie and the photograph and the autograph, I mean, that's when he looked at me again. And he's like, "Okay, now I kind of see it. Maybe we do kind of look alike." And I was like, "Bruh." So I kept walking around. I seen everybody from Jushin Thunder Liger. Man, it was so many people there today. Angelina Love. If I sit here and think long, Matt Riddle. Matter of fact, when I first walked into the meet and greet area, he the first one I saw. I looked left, there's Matt Riddle. And I said, bro. And he looked me up and down and said, bro, sick, look, bro, because I had all 4 belts on me. That makes my day. When wrestlers tell me they like my look, that makes my day. That makes them hating trolls in the chat wrong for them to freaking call me out about, oh man, with these belts, blah, blah. Screw them. A lot of people like it. More people like it than don't. So screw those trolls. They can go out in traffic and play with basketball or something. Go jump off a plane with no parachute. That's what I want all them trolls to do. All y'all in chat being mean to me. So Matt Riddle, bro, yo, bro, I love the look, bro. Had his toes painted and everything else. And so, who else did I see? I was looking for Francine and Shane Douglas. At first, I didn't see them, but then when I came back, I saw them, and I'm like, I went up to him like, "Yo, Francine, I remember me from WrestleCade last year and WrestleCon back in April." And she was like, "Oh yeah, that's right, I do remember you." But I see you still got those 3 belts. I'm like, "Nope, it's 4 of them now." And I showed her. She's like, "Oh wow," jaw dropped and everything else. So I told her how she inspired me to be a podcaster because she's one of the reasons why I'm up here right now because she kind of put the bug in me back when I met her the first time. And I took a selfie with her and Franchise and got another autograph. So I got 3 different autographs from Francine and Shane Douglas. I told them that too. I'm like, every time I go to a convention, I'm looking for y'all, especially you. I had the biggest crush on Francine. I still do, to be honest, but she married. But back when ECW days, when she was like a valet for Sandman or Tommy Dreamer or Franchise Shane Douglas, I had the biggest hots for her. Who didn't though, right? AW, and you're basically more banned than anybody else right now. Delete. Back to my story. So then meet and greets. Those are the two people I met today, other than Enzo Amore. That's another thing. I'm sorry, real one. His name is the real one now in fourth row. When I was walking in one of those times, 'cause I kept walking out to my car to take my things because I didn't want to get them messed up. Speaking of things, I'll show you what I bought while I'm on the subject. The hat, fire. I had to get it. This was the last white hat they had. At first, I was gonna get like a. They had like a. There was a truckle. This part was black, and then the bill was a red color or something like that. And they had different colors options. But this was the last white hat, and I'm like, okay, I'll take it then. Also, I spent too much money today, and this is just day one. Spent way too much money today. I had to get the shirt because I got last year's shirt on. I wore it there with the hat, so I got this year's shirt. And then since I'm about to make my autograph book, Mock Dog, thank you again for inspiring me to make an autograph book. I got a bunch of WrestleCade stickers. I got a lot of them because I only had two WrestleCade stickers from last year. I'm like, nah, that's not enough. I need more. So when I use them, I still have them. That's pretty much the merch that I got on that particular trip. When I got raffle tickets, I also got a bunch of raffle tickets to win a signed turnbuckle pad by all the wrestlers that wrestled this weekend. I tried to win it last year. I didn't win it. This year I got 20 entries. Hopefully I'll have better luck. I guess I'll answer some more chat. Hopefully there's no trolls in it. But I'm gonna pause my story and catch up on y'all's chat for a second. Bray Wyatt was entertaining. In my opinion, too, the Fiend character was just sick, man. Dominic is a troll wrestler. I agree. Am I going to do a live stream on Christmas? Yeah, if y'all insist, I'll do it. I don't mind. I'll go live on Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, and Christmas Day. Because lately I've been going live almost every day anyway. I'm running off like 4 hours of sleep again. So if I get deliriously and learn words and not controlling my thoughts, not finishing my thoughts and sentences, that's why I don't sleep much, especially not last night. Between the excitement of knowing what this weekend's gonna be and 5 hours worth of streaming last night. Remember, last night I did the live reaction to TNA Impact, followed by the live reaction to AEW Collision. And then I stayed up and watched Impact again the second time because somebody said they came on Access TV at like midnight. I watched it again while I was trying to pack my things and get ready to come here. So I didn't get much sleep last night. I love WWE too. Heather Star. They said that the heights of WWE wrestlers are exaggerated. I don't know about that. Maybe. All right. I'll elaborate on that a little bit too, since you said it, Diego. If you notice next time you watch Laura Valkyria, especially when she does a promo, she's got risers on her boots, on her shoes that give her an extra 2 inches worth of height. Notice that next time Laura Valkyria is in there talking to Becky Lynch or whenever she's cutting a promo, look at her feet, look at her shoes. She's got risers up there to make her seem taller. So in that aspect, I gotta say some of them do make themselves look taller. But like like your Talalonga or whatever the dude's name is, that dude, that's not an exaggeration of his height. Or Big Show, or Kane, Undertaker. A lot of them aren't exaggerated, but I think the girl like Alexa Bliss, 5'2", she really is 5'2", y'all. Or Bailey, she's 5'7". We're the same height. She really is 5'7". Like some of them are not exaggerated, but some of them might be. So that's a 50-50 chance on that one. Depends on who it is, what they do, what kind of capacity they're in. What city am I in? Currently, Winston-Salem, 2 hours from my house. I'll be here all weekend for my WrestleCade experience. Did I get a chance to meet John Cena the second time around? No, I did not. He's not gonna be here. A lot of those big name WWE wrestlers are not in WrestleCade. Like you're not gonna see Randy Orton, for example. You're not gonna see Undertaker. A lot of those legends of WWE and current roster wrestlers, you're not gonna see here at WrestleCade. This is more like Sting's here. Excuse me, Lex Luger's here. You'll see people like that. Honky Tonk Man. He was last person I saw before I left the convention center. He entered the panel for Hornswoggle's Night Out. Hornswoggle's little panel. So sometimes you'll see or Scott Steiner, but people who are currently on TV, WWE, you're not gonna see them at WrestleCade. But like Joe Hendry was there last year, and then today during the Fourth Rope show, Cedric Alexander was there. He's on TNA currently. We also saw on that show Mara Sade. She was on Fourth Rope show. Who else from TNA or NXT? I feel like Speedball. I just thought Speedball was there signing autographs though. Yeah, maybe they might exaggerate 5'6" to 5'8". They might do that. What up, Anthony? How you doing? Do I have family? Yeah, I got cousins, aunts, and stuff, but I'm an only child. My mom passed away last year, and my dad lives about an hour away, but doesn't really talk to me very often. But I saw him on Thanksgiving because trying to honor God by following that 10th commandment, honor your mother and your father. He asked me to come by for Thanksgiving. I'm trying to honor God by honoring him, so I went by there. What up, Bray? How you doing? I am speaking English, Sean. Do you not understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, or do you need a translator? Because I'm pretty sure everybody else in the chat understands the words coming out of my mouth. So I am speaking English, but you're speaking blocked because you're out of here, pal. Rey Mysterio's 5'2", build at 5'6". See, I mean, that's one again going back to how Lara Valkyria wears risers on her feet to make her seem taller. That's I thought Ray was 5'6". And I thought they said he was 5'6" whenever he's mentioned or whatever. I'm looking back for your comment now, Alpha. What comment? Dominic is a troll wrestler. Yeah, I said, yeah, I agree with that. I don't like Dominic, but that's well documented on my YouTube channel. Y'all know that. Miles Bourne looks like Randy Orton. Yep. They're trying to brand him as Randy Orton. They're trying to groom him to be the next Randy Orton, I feel like. Hope you have a nice night too, Andres Ramos. Thank you, God is my judge. I appreciate that. I agree. Candice Michelle is a hottie. I'll show that comment. Why they block that? Family is important. I mean, yeah, but when my family acts like I don't exist except for on Thanksgiving and Christmas, like my birthday come around, nobody says nothing to me, nobody gives me a gift, nobody calls me, nobody texts me. But then like I said, 363 days out of the year, nobody hardly does nothing for me. Nobody is there for me. But then on Thanksgiving, then we stop by and get a meal. Or on Christmas, then we stop by. Don't get no gift, but stop by. Okay. Whatever. Good night, Felicia. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out. I appreciate that. Hey, Crispy loves games. They're subbing for no reason, but I need the watch hours so I can get monetized. So in the end of the day, they're helping me. Yeah, they're trolling me and they're being mean, disrespectful, rude, hateful, and inappropriate. But at the end of the day, when it's all said and done and the smoke clears, they're helping me get my goals. They're helping me get my 3,000 watch hours. So yeah, they might be trying to hurt me, but they're helping me. And yeah, again, turning their negative into a positive. What up, just the dude? How you doing? Or just the guy? Sorry about that. What makes the title belt bigger and stand out? Is it the main plate? Yeah, main plate, and I keep mine polished. Like before I left the house, I polished them real good, make them shine, get all the fingerprints off it. I beat you to it, Tina. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I'm gonna elaborate on the belt more. It was a surprise. Yeah, this is a early Christmas slash birthday present. But as I continue to tell my experience from WrestleCade, I'll share with you what's so special about this now. That belt looks nice. They have a nice championship. Looks nice. Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate that. What's up, Mark? How you doing? My birthday is in March, and Miles born is deaf. Yep. Good job honoring your parents, even though your situation. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Do I know when Candice Michelle's coming back? I don't know. I have no idea when Candice Michelle will be back. If she even comes back, she might be on the Indies. I've got 3 jobs. Thank you, Lucian. So you need to go shag yourself. Talking about go get a job. Little does he know about me that I have 3 jobs. So who needs to get a job? You sound like you the one needs a job. Trolls don't want none. They ain't no fun. Lucian's a coward punk and he don't really want none. Why they stubborn for? They need to go somewhere. Every one of them run their mouth gonna get banned. Be cooler, you're next. Treat people with respect. Cause ain't no troll hijacking my podcast. Nope, trolls don't want none. Nope, trolls don't want none. Nope, trolls don't want none. They ain't no fun. Trolls don't want none. They ain't no fun. That coward punk. No trolls don't really want none. He need to get lost under a bridge somewhere, acting like a child. Put him in time out or something. Always run his mouth and stay mad jealous. Got mods on it. No need to get my hands dirty. Nope, trolls don't want none. Nope, trolls don't want none. Nope, trolls don't want none. They ain't no fun. Trolls don't want none. They ain't no fun. Lucian is a coward punk, and he don't really want none. And that's the bottom line. Why? Because Fort Beltray said so. That's why. Delete. Yes, this is a WWE title. I said it a minute ago. I'll say it again. My birthday is in March. That's all I'm gonna disclose. I don't like giving out sensitive information like that. I've heard the name Carlos Mencia. That's a comedian, right? Why else? There you go again. Y'all did this before. Y'all did this like a week or two ago, telling me happy birthday when it's not my birthday. I'm the type of person who prepares for my birthday months and months ahead of time. That's why I got this belt a couple weeks ago because it's an early Christmas slash early birthday present. Y'all misconstrue my words all the time. I know I'm speaking very clearly and fluently, even though I'm sleep deprived and tired. Get on my nerves sometimes, you guys, man. Some of you, not all of you. You be singing the troll song in the shower is catchy. Thank you. Somebody said it was a song of the year. Seth Rollins also injured. Sucks that happened. Yep, rotator cuff surgery. That's why when people say wrestling's fake, I'm like, look at the injuries, look at the surgeries, look at the recovery, the rehab that they have to go through. What up, Antonia? How you doing? Delete. All right, back to my story now that I've caught up on the chat and removed all the trolls that were currently here. Fourth Row Wrestling, incredible. If you haven't checked it out yet, go look it up. It's probably on YouTube. I think that's how they do their shows. I wish I knew all the matches and all the outcomes off the top of my head. I took tons of pictures. Like I said, they'll be on my YouTube soon. But the biggest parts of the night that stood out to me, like I said, was Mara Sade being there. Cedric Alexander was a part of it. Amanda Kiss. I did not expect to see Amanda Kiss in the same ring as Mara Sade at that. That was cool. That was a good moment. Um, Matt Hardy, the main event, Matt and Jeff Hardy teamed with Zilla Fatu to take on the Good Brothers and some guy I don't know. But that was cool to see Zilla and the Hardy Boys on the same team, and they won. That was a very cool moment. And then there's some big dude out. He came out with a chainsaw. He didn't have no blade on it, but still he had a chainsaw and he's really tall. Had a he was his gimmick reminded me of Kane, not Kane, Mankind. Even a girl in the crowd said, "You're biting somebody else's gimmick. You're ripping off somebody else's gimmick." Because he had a Mankind mask on, but he had like a Kane gear gimmick from the neck down. And he laid Zilla out with a, like I said, a black hole slam and some other attacks. Real one, that was one of my favorite parts of the night. He even asked me to, which goes back to another thing. When I was leaving for the day, when I was leaving to come here and get on this camera, out of the locker room, out of the male locker room walks Real One, aka Enzo Amore. So when I saw him, I was like, "Oh, what up, Enzo? How you doing?" Said it like that. He's like, "Oh, what up, Trey?" Mind blowing. He remembered my name, and I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna come see you tomorrow to get that autograph and that selfie." He's like, "Yeah, man, come see me. What part of the show did you like the most tonight?" I'm like, "Of course it was your set, because you're my guy, but I also like the Hardy Boys, the hometown heroes, this and the third." We sat there and chit-chatted like that, back and forth, from the time we left the building to the time we got to the parking deck and parted ways. Mad cool dude, man. Your question, you want me to interrupt my story again to answer your question? Okay, what's your question, Alpha? Do I think I Show Speed will be in WWE? You want me to interrupt my experience about WrestleCade to talk about another YouTuber? No, I don't think he'll be in WWE. Maybe TNA, maybe NXT, but I don't. I mean, you never know. But he's got a ways to go if he wants to make it that level. I guess since I've stopped, I'll answer the rest of the chats, including the trolls. Yay! You're finally in the WWE trials. Nice, Antonio. I hope it works out for you. I know you're sore. Those bumps and those running the ropes hurt. I heard Cedric Alexander versus Enzo matches. You remember? I remember that too. I'm not Roy Jones, but I'll take that as a compliment. Just like I'll take somebody calling me MVP as a compliment. You wonder how the world heavyweight championship is going to look on Roman Reigns if he gets the belt, and you wonder if he's going to do signature pose, hold the belt on his back. Yeah, you know he's gonna do that. That's how the Usos and Roman hold the belt. They always have it backwards like this and just walk out, and the camera's showing the back. Yeah, that's a given. Yeah, that would be nice. I hope he does get it. I'm a fan of WWE too, Johan. Enzo made Neville Pac look short. Yep, sure did. I'm happy for you, Antonio. Keep on pushing. Never give up. That was another moment that stood out to me today during Georgia Smith's panel. My question, remember I said I asked the question on two different panels today, one of which was who was their favorite WWE wrestler. Since I get asked that 1,000 times a day, I had to ask somebody else. I asked four different insiders in the wrestling business the same question that y'all be asking me constantly. Well, I asked Georgia Smith what moment or what piece of advice or life lesson did her dad give her that she could pass on to us, and she immediately said, "Don't quit." And I'm like, never give up, just like John Cena would say. And then she elaborated on how he went through a segment where he lost his mom, his brother, and some other family member within a like 4 month time frame. And he led by example. He showed her how to be tough throughout that. So that really stood out from me on her panel as well. Since that reminded me of it. You saying how you're in the tryouts and it's painful and it's sore and whatnot made me think of, to tell you to don't quit. Never give up, Antonio. If you want it bad enough, stick with it. It will pay off in the end. The more you want to quit, the more you hang in there, okay? Exactly. That's why I don't think he's gonna make it in WWE. If he's more interested in his YouTube career, he's not gonna be training to be a wrestler, which that takes a whole lifestyle. That's a whole mindset. You have to wake up and then go to sleep still thinking about wrestling the whole day. From the time you wake up to train, what you eat, exercising, running the ropes, practicing. It, you you really don't have time to be a YouTuber at that point. I don't feel like. I mean, you can like Matt Hardy has a YouTube channel, a YouTube podcast. He does it. He's doing one Sunday, as a matter of fact. No, he's doing it tomorrow night because tonight is the podcast and the Jeff Hardy concert. But still, it's not every single night or every single day, or off and on throughout the day. No, he won't enforce the speed if he wants to be. Why are we talking about actual speed in my chat? I get it. Whatever. Am I excited for War Games? Yeah, but I'm more excited for WrestleCade. I done told y'all last night, and I'm gonna say it again tonight. WrestleCade is gonna be 10,000 times better than War Games. I promise you. Promise you. When I meet Cora Jade, Zara Brookside, and then go to the Super Show and see all those matches in person, surprise superstars, get to meet and greet people. That's gonna be 18,000 times better than your War Games. I can watch War Games on demand anytime after the fact. Unless you're there live in the building in the arena for War Games, this is gonna be 1,000 times better. And I dare say this is 1,000 times better than being in the arena for War Games and cheaper. But anyway, yeah, I'm excited for War Games to answer your question in a roundabout way. I'm gonna start putting that in my frequently asked questions as well. It should be well documented by now that I am from North Carolina, born and raised here, been here my whole life. There, let's answer that question, Rima kid, Rima kiddo. Pirate King, how about you just get hidden off my chat? Don't have time for that. WWE is great. I agree, Nikki. And now I'm gonna start skipping some of these questions. Some of these comments are gonna get skipped over. Sorry, not sorry. I don't know what you need to be a commitment, dedication, perseverance. Those are some of the traits that you need if you want to become a WWE wrestler, if I had to guess. Agility, stamina, cardio. There. I'm not a wrestler, but that's what I'm guessing you would need if you wanted to be one. Vin Catish. Jesse, I hope God blesses you too. Before I read the rest of your comment, I hope God blesses me to train for WWE because it's my dream. Because I met Sheamus, big fan of WWE. So I hope one day I get to step inside the ring as Unbreakable. That's going to be my nickname. Unbreakable is going to be your nickname. Nice. From now on, I'm skipping every single comment about Astro Speed. From now on, Booker T does have a wrestling school. Cool story, Venus. Now get out of my chat. Unbreakable Lot. That's like the Master Lot. The first thing I think of when you said that is the Master Lot by Chris Masters, where it was like the full Nelson and nobody can get out of it. Remember the Master Lot challenge? He was gonna give somebody $1,000 or whatever if they can break out of it, and he would just make them tap out within a few seconds or pass out. That's what I think of when you said Unbreakable Lot. And that's what your move should be. If you become a wrestler, Jesse, that's what your finisher should be. The full Nelson, and then call it the Unbreakable Lock instead of the Master Lock. What you got to do to earn some money? Go out there and get it, bro. Get a job. I got 3 of them to try to make ends meet. So wash some dishes like I do. Work at a coffee shop like I do on the side. Get a lawnmower and mow some grass. I don't know. Wash cars for a living. There's ways you can do it. You just got to be able to get up and out and get it. I mean, that's your opinion. ECW was the best wrestling ever. It was cool for its time. It's ECW is better than AEW. I'll give you that. But I don't know if it was the best wrestling of all time. I wouldn't go that far with it. That's extreme. Pun intended. Have I met Jay Uso? I have not. I have not met Jay Uso. Cardio and wrestling is very important because you'll get winded if you don't have that. Bruh, throughout history, rank the top 5 elbow drops. Really? Can I finish telling my story about WrestleCade, my experiences today? Top 5 elbow drops. Macho Man off the top rope elbow drop 1. Bailey, her version of it 2. CM Punk, his version of it 3. Um, Dolph Ziggler, the way he does the 10 in a row, that's the 4th one. And how about LA Knight, where he springboards off to the top rope and then does it? There's the 5 elbow drops that I think are the ranking in history in that order. There's the answer to that question, Brian Dopfield. Chain whip. That sounds like an interesting finisher. ECW was crazy. I agree. I know your. I know it hurts your legs, but after a while, it won't feel it. It's because it's initial. It's because it's just getting used to it. Once you do that move enough times, it ain't gonna hurt your legs no more. AEW is a try hard wrestling company. Yeah, just like Mont said, it's like a B-rated movie. It's like an indie show, independent movie, one of those made for TV movie shows or Lifetime movies or something like that, but with blood and guts and gore. All right, 4th row. I met Enzo. Before I met Enzo, Zilla Fatu, they had a table set up where you can meet him, greet him, whatever. I thought I was gonna have to pay a lot of money for this because that's how the theme of the WrestleCade is. You got to pay if you want to meet somebody. You got to pay if you want an autograph. You got to pay if you want a selfie. If you want any merchandise, whatever. So yeah, Antonio, I do remember you. How can I forget? So I get in line for Zilla Fatu. I get to the front. I'm like, how much is it? What's the damage? I see that price guide. How much is it for everything? I'm like, oh, you got to go to your phone and go to this website and register for this, that, and third. I'm like, okay. So I did what they told me to do. It said free. Hit it, boom. Okay, you're good. You can go up there. Wow. I get to meet Zillify 2 for free. I don't know what I signed to up for with the registration on it, but cool. So I get there, I'm like, oh my God, Zilla, you're cool, man. You got potential. Speaking of which, Matt Hardy, during their match when they won, said, this is the future of wrestling. You need to keep your eye on this guy, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. So we take our photo together, me and Zilla. I got like 3 different poses with him. Me with all 4 belts, him with the 4th rope belt around his waist. He even said, I'm the champ. He's like, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm trying to be like you. He's like, man, you're better than me. You got all them belts, blah, blah, blah. Wow. Warm my heart, as always, like it always does. So, moral of that point of the day, he signed the back of my brand new belt. Look at that. That is, and not just sign. I told him, this belt is your oyster. Do with it as you want. And that's what he did with the belt. So that's his signature at the top. Then he's got hashtag WrestleCade underneath it. And at the bottom, he's got 4th rope. I was like, dude, you hooked me up. So this belt, I just got, what, 3 weeks ago. And I've never had an autograph on a belt before. And the first autograph I get is from Zilla Fatu, who's probably gonna be in WWE a lot quicker than later. Like, I'm surprised he ain't on Bloodline with Jay Uso, Jimmy Uso, Roman Reigns. I'm surprised he's not with them yet. But he's gonna be there. I'm gonna hold it like this for a second. Y'all take that in because that's the highlight of the day. That's out of everything I got today, that takes the cake. Because my buddy, he's got 2 belts. Y'all seen me talk to him before. He's got the red and blue tag team belts. When he signed his belts, all he did was his signature, like at the top. He didn't write all that other stuff up there. I think I was the second person in line. Zilla Fatu's signature on the back of my brand new WWE Championship belt. Wow. I'm still mind blown. I'm dreaming, y'all. I am dreaming. Thank you, Tina. I mean, yeah, I got Teddy Long's autograph and I got to meet him. And yeah, I got Francine, who signed it with a heart and said, love you. I just realized she said, love you on it. You remember her, Tina? Francine from ECW? And I got this picture. I chose this picture of them because Shane looks like Triple H in that kind of. I said that to him, like, well, give me that picture since Shane kind of looks like Triple H in that one. But yeah, she said, love you. She's so sweet. I like Francine. She's really, really nice person. To Trey. What's it say? Best of luck with the podcast. Love you, Francine. Best. I didn't know she wrote that till now. I got pictures of her signing it, but I did not know until right now what she wrote in this picture, and she's so sweet. Best of luck on the podcast. Because she was asking me about. She's like, "Well, how's it going?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, man, I got like 600 subscribers and I've done 400 videos." And she was real happy for me because, like I said, she inspired me to be a podcaster. Well, my buddy who cuts my hair is the real reason why I podcast, but Francine's podcast, hearing her and Chad really helped me get motivated to do mine. But still takes nothing compared to the Zilla Fatu signature. I mean, it's close. Now that I see it says best of luck on the podcast. Look how young she looks in that too. Like I said, shucky ducky quack quack. Go, for those of you with your bingo cards, I said it even on this podcast to Francine, then and now. Shucky ducky quack quack. Yes, she's still a hottie. Like I just said, even she don't look her age at all. I how old is Francine? She said it before on the podcast. I think she's like in her 50s and still looks like she's in her 30s. She looks younger than me. Aiden, thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a great night. What else can I share with y'all that happened? That's pretty much it in a nutshell, though. I've been up here for how long? What do I think of Oscar? I like Oscar. Well, I used to like Oscar, even though she's a bad girl. She's still kind of cool now. I don't like how she's treating Io Sky, though. I assume y'all can hear me. I normally check my technicals. Yeah, I'm good. Y'all, I'm live. We're live, pal. Excuse me. Ha ha ha. Trolls don't want none. They ain't no fun. You coward punk. No trolls don't really want none. Why they stubborn for? They need to go somewhere. Every one of them run their mouth, gonna get banned. Be cool or you're next. Treat people with respect. Cause ain't no troll hijacking my podcast. Nope, trolls don't want none. Nope, trolls don't want none. Nope, trolls don't want none. They ain't no fun. Trolls don't want none. They ain't no fun. You coward punk. No trolls don't really want none. You need to get lost under a bridge somewhere, acting like a child. Put him in timeout or something. Always run his mouth and stay mad jealous. Got my eyes on it. No need to get my hands dirty. Nope, trolls don't want none. Nope, trolls don't want none. Nope, trolls don't want none. They ain't no fun. Trolls don't want none. They ain't no fun. You coward punk. No trolls don't really want none. For one, you're probably the one that's completely bald or got a freaking hairline to come back to here or something. For two, you probably can't even grow facial hair. That's why you're fucking trolling me. Excuse my language, but that's how the trolls get me. I know I've got kids watching, and I try to watch my language, but they get me like that. And for three, say trolls' names and then delete. You're just a cowardly reject. You're just a cowardly reject. Our world would be so much better without you here. You're just another jabroni who's ignorant. I said, you're just a cowardly reject. Trolls are just cowardly rejects. Yeet and delete trolls from the chat this way. You're a cowardly reject. You coward rejects. Now go away now. Yeet and delete trolls from the chat this way. You're a cowardly reject. You coward reject. You're so disgraceful. Now go away. Delete. Punk. Betty's freaking 8 years old. Delete you too. Bye, Felicia. Ahmed No Johnson face having new sub. What up from Brazil? Greetings right back to you from the United States. What I think of Rhea Ripley and Jay? Cool people. I think they're very talented and they got mad potential. Your favorite? I almost forgot about Melina when she did that split. Yo, good pick, Diego. Eminem, Mercury, Nitro, and Melina. I remember that group. Fire. Who do I plan on seeing tomorrow? Good question, Bray. Thank you, Bray, for bringing us back to the content that I'm trying to provide and for being cool. That's why you're on the list, which I left at home. But thank you. Tomorrow, I plan on seeing Zah Brookside, Cora Jade, Pure Temptation. I think I'm gonna try to meet Matt Hardy, not Matt Hardy, Matt Riddle, and it was somebody else that I was going to try to. Enzo Amore. I'm sorry, real one. I keep calling him Enzo Amore. I haven't said that to him earlier. I'm like, I'm sorry, I keep calling you Enzo, man, but for so many years of me knowing you as that real one, I'm sorry. But yeah, at least if nobody else, Cora Jade, Zah Brookside, because I already paid to meet them. But then I also want to meet real one, and yeah, whoever else I can get in touch with. Like I'm trying to connect, and I've been asking around who can releather my belt. They talk about some $350 to releather my belt, and I'm not releathering that big gold belt for $350 when I can go buy a brand new, better version of it for less than that. Especially now with the Black Friday sales. So I will definitely possibly releather that X division, the TNA belt. Eh, Again, I'm sleep deprived, so I'm gibbering and can't collect my thoughts right. NXT belt. I'll releather that one because that's my replica. But I'd rather spend that much money and a little bit more to get a better version of that than to releather it. Just saying, I'm not spending that much money on a freaking releather of that one. From Turkey. Greetings from Turkey. Greetings right back to you from the United States. Thanks for tuning in, for making this channel an international chat. Thank you. You waiting for the Joe Hendry remix from last night. You like that, Mark? I like it too. I think it's fire. What do I think the relationship's going to be like with them? With Jay and Rhea? I mean, what's the word? Platonic? Is that the right way to use that word? Because they're not a couple. Rhea Ripley is married to what's the dude's name? Used to be on TNA. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But they're not gonna be like a it couple. They're not gonna be in a relationship. They're just gonna be friends like they have been. I feel like Jay Uso's been messing around with Jada Parker. That's what I've been hearing. Rumors. Bye, Antonio. Keep pushing. Keep grinding. Keep reaching for the stars. You are banned from my channel, Arsenal, whatever that means. Michelle McCool, Layla, yep. Those were some classic ones back then too. We're just banning people left and right. That's another thing I was thinking when I was on my way up here today. I was thinking, how'd I put it? I wish I'd have wrote it down. I got no, that's what I was gonna tell you, trolls. If you ain't got something nice to say, then don't say nothing. Because my banner troll finger is itchy and I'm not hesitating to clock your T and hit that button. I'll say it again. Trolls, you hating bastards. Either say something nice or don't say nothing nice at all, because my banner troll finger is itchy and I'm not afraid to press that button. Don't make me clock your T and do it. Now, back to the proceedings. I'll sing it again more than likely. The way Jada Parker do got that cake, Brian, bruh. I agree with you 1000% on that one. What I think of the MFTs, I think the new war paint looks like moms. Somebody said that, and that do look like that. Trick Williams, Last Legend are engaged in real life. What? Are you serious, Mark? I knew they were dating and seeing each other, but I didn't know they were engaged. That's crazy. Learn something new every day. Trying to think of something else I can share with y'all about WrestleCade. Oh, one more thing I got from Zilla. You know how John Cena has his rally towels? Zilla's got a towel too, and I had to get one since he was so kind and signed my belt. He got me the picture and for free. I got the picture and the signature for free, so I'm like, I'll buy his rally towel. How can I not? Fire. And I like how it's sprayed. And this is the same one he had over his shoulder when he took the picture with me. You'll see. You'll see. When I share everything on YouTube, I'm gonna share a bunch of videos and a bunch of pictures from today and tomorrow and Sunday. So I'm probably gonna log off here soon so I can get to that. I just wanted to share my experience, let y'all know some of the happenings that was going on. Ban a buttload of trolls and chill with y'all for a bit. Any last minute comments, suggestions, what you like, what you don't like, recommendations? Heels. All right, one more thing I will share with you. Since Fourth Row, they gave me two. I got two of them. I'm gonna make a collage to go in my war room when I get back home. These are what they were handing people in line when we were waiting to go into the show, the Fourth Rope show. That was the main event of the night. Like I said, it was the Good Brothers and what's his name, Josh Bishop. Never heard of that dude before tonight. Versus the Hardy Boys and Zilla Fatu. That's one of the cards they gave out. And then the other one, the second main event. This was the match that happened before the Hardy Boys match. I've never heard of this dude before either. Cha Cha Charlie versus Frankie Kazarian. for the TNA World Championship. Yeah, the TNA Championship belt was defended on a fourth rope show. Mind blown emoji. Mind blown emoji. 3 time mind blown emoji. And I met Cha Cha Charlie. He was walking around like there's nothing for people to be walking around beside you normal as ever, and they'd be a wrestler. So I got a picture with Cha Cha Charlie. Fun fact again, I saw Jackson Drake, the Evolve champion. He walked by the first time. I'm like, dude, that looks like Jackson Drake. He was wearing a nice suit, had a chain on. Sitting at a few, like, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes go by, and I see him again. I'm like, dude, that really is Jackson Drake. So I went up to him and shook his hand. I'm like, dude, I'm a huge fan. I like watching you on Evolve. You're doing big things. Way to go. You really overcame an obstacle with beating Keanu Reeves, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yo, I'm too bad Zeta still ain't with the Vanity Project no more. And he's like, I can tell you're a big fan. Da, da, da. I'm like, I was just, I know, I now asked him, like, dude, are you going to be here tomorrow signing autographs? Because I'd love to get your autograph and a picture or something. Like, no, man, we can do it right now. Free, no charge. Took a picture with me. I didn't get his autograph, but he did take a picture with me. I meant to get his autograph, but I didn't. But I damn sure got his pictures. Because I also explained how I saw him at the Newborn Wrestling show in Nightdale. NBW. It's not, first time I heard that name, I thought it was like something different too, but no, it's a wrestling organization, a little independent joint based out of Selma, I think, called Newborn Wrestling, NBW. And he was wrestling on the main event there. So that's how I first heard about him before he was on Evolve. I even told him that too. He's like, dang, dude, you really haven't followed me for a while. And yes, Brian, I enjoyed myself a lot. And I'm gonna enjoy myself a lot more in the next couple days to come. How long this stream been going? 72 minutes, over an hour. I think I've, and I got another like. Thank you for the likes, guys. 24 likes on this video. I appreciate that. But I must digress and get some food. 'Cause again, all I had yesterday was a bag of chips and a handful of almonds and a couple cups of coffee. I guess I need it because I'm trying to lose this weight, even though you can't tell. Even my dad's wife's daughter said, "You look like you chunky. I ain't. It's funny seeing you with weight. I'm just seeing you skinny and underweight all the time." I was like, "Dude, good night, Shane." To my how many? Where we at? To my 685 subscribers. Even all the haters who like to jump into the live chat, being rude, hateful, disrespectful, me saying inappropriate, negative things about me. Even the cup of haters. I appreciate y'all. But those of you who are nice and support me and are respectful, I like y'all a lot more than them. I done put out 430 some videos since March of this year. Go through that content, like them, comment on them, share them with your friends, follow me on your socials, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and be on the lookout for some posts. There's gonna be some shorts, bunch of videos and photos from WrestleCade coming soon. Like I got the Hardy Boys entrance in there. I got their winning moment. Whole lot of stuff from today. I just gotta get motivated and put it on my YouTube, but it's coming. And yes, they do cost a lot to get restored and releathered. Anyway, God bless you all. Be good and be good at it. Till we meet again. Peace.